Hey guys, what is up and welcome to a new Tesla update video. So today, as per usual, let's go over Tesla stock, let's go over the market, let's talk about what is happening in this little bit of a wild market, right? I mean, this markets themselves, they're not very down that much, to be completely honest with you, but the Mag 7 really, Tesla, honestly, even NVIDIA, Apple especially, yeah, not having the best day, right? So let's go over, I'll give you my thoughts, obviously mainly on Tesla stock as per usual and all that good stuff. So if you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, but if you do enjoy my technical analysis, thoughts on the charts, the updates, etc., I do share these thoughts constantly with my members as the market is trading. So they obviously get it first right away. Every single day, the market is trading. While it's trading, right? For just $3 a month. Again, you get access to all my thoughts, post updates on my my YouTube membership section down below, which some people were asking, they couldn't find it. I'll just quickly, I guess, show you where it is. I thought it was pretty straightforward, but maybe some people are just not, having issues finding it. So again, just for demonstrational purposes, again, you go in the description link and it's literally this first link right here. You click this bad boy right there and bam, you're good to go. So anyways, $3 a month or for $5, access to all that plus NVIDIA daily updates as well if you're interested. But anyway, jumping into it, Tesla closing the day down, unfortunately, almost 3.5%, closing at just shy of $414 per share, which obviously compared to the market is, naturally going to be a pretty decent underperformance. Actually add QQ was down 0.7%. I was going to say there's no way QQ wasn't down more when something like Apple's down 4%. It was actually down closer to 1%. SPY was the one that was kind of flat. But what does this mean moving forward for Tesla stock? Well, yesterday I mentioned how, we were looking at it on the 4-hour chart, right? And I mentioned how, on the 4-hour chart, let me remove these for now. Tesla yesterday, had this little run up, right? And then, we were a little bit overextended, right? RSI was overbought. We were past the 4-hour Bollinger Bands. And yeah, the Bollinger Bands are kind of tight here, but again, I have a rule where I try not buying things when it's outside of a Bollinger Band because you're kind of playing with fire. Yes. You can have instances like this where it's like, well, if you just bought this one that was outside of the Bollinger Band, then you would have made a lot. It's like, yeah, you would have, but that's not the norm, I guess is what I'm trying to say, right? You want to, if your strategy involves buying things when they break out of a Bollinger Band, yeah, let me know how that goes, right? So that was kind of my, I guess warning, if you will, yesterday, where it was a breakout. We're breaking out of a massive bull flag, and we're still there. And it's still overall looking good. I want to make that very clear. But buying specifically up here, you could get lucky. You could get this kind of instance again. It's possible, but the chances are just not in your favor. Pretty simply put, right? So I mentioned how I expect the pullback, and that's essentially is more or less what we got, right? As I put those lines back in, right? So we also have this little kind of sideways, slightly rising channel, if you will, right? Something to potentially look for, roughly. It's something like this, give or take. Anyways, I just put that there for kind of for fun, I guess you can say. But nonetheless, you can watch for that as well. But the point I'm trying to make here is the fact that, we had this nice breakout, and then, we are pretty much coming back down to retest that breakout at more or less today's lows. Now, again, my lines, don't forget, they're not drawn to perfection. It's not pinpoint accuracy. And it's like, wait a minute, there's still another $2 we could go down to really test. It's like, yeah, we could. I mean, I guess in theory, yeah, of course. But again, my lines aren't drawn to perfection. It's more of just to give you an idea, and even myself an idea of just what is overall happening as opposed to like to pinpoint accuracy to the cent. Keep that in mind. Anyway, so we did get that sell-off, right? It's a 3.5% sell-off, and we came pretty much right down to more or less retest that. Now, yeah, we obviously can go a bit lower. I still think there's a potential we go to about maybe 407 or something like that, or maybe even 405, worst case scenario tomorrow. That is a possibility. Don't forget, it is OPEX week, so there could be some continued volatility tomorrow as options expire, essentially. But for the most part, it is kind of playing according to the plan, right? And I mentioned how, I do expect an overall pullback to retest it, right? The ideal scenario was obviously for bulls to hold about 415. We're having a little bit of issues of that. But the more true clean retest would be to literally get a retest, literally come back down to where we broke out and pretty much bounce off of that, which so far it's actually doing that decently well. So what we want to see is essentially follow through. And now I'm not sure if we'll get that follow through tomorrow. We might. I'm not sure. It is OPEX week. Expect some, randomness, if you will. But I do like the fact that, we did get this little cool off. We are getting this retest. We are kind of reverting back to the mean on the 4-hour Bollinger Bands, right? Where, the current mean sits in the low 400s right now, like 403 or something like that, which will obviously make its way slightly up tomorrow, and again, as long as we hold this pretty much low 400s-ish range, yeah, I think it's looking still pretty solid, right? I still think it's looking pretty solid, and I still expect overall us to pretty much bounce from here and make our way back up, ultimately break out of this little sideways channel, which I don't put too much weight into, I'll be honest. and make our way to 460. That's my main target, because again, even on the daily chart, it's pretty much the same idea on the daily chart, right? Same idea, right? We had this massive bull flag as I zoom out like this, right? Massive bull flag, right? And then we had this, consolidation period, zigzag down, finally broke out. And then we came back down, and we pretty much are currently on the daily, looks a lot cleaner, are pretty much more or less retesting that breakout on the daily chart, holding above market bias. We of course also have the EMA bands now turning green, which is also acting as a support. And it's not looking bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking bad. Now obviously nothing is perfect, this can absolutely fall apart. It is what it is, right? Nothing is guaranteed, but statistically speaking, this so far looks very textbook. It looks very clean. And as long as something doesn't go crazy wrong, yeah, it's, I do expect for us to overall find a nice base pretty much around the low of today roughly, and then ultimately make our way higher, right? Again, I wouldn't put too much weight into this little sideways channel that I have right now. At least I just have it there just to see. Maybe it actually ends up being pretty accurate, but it's not something I personally would put too much weight into. All I really care about is the breakout of the bull flag. We're retesting. We're above market bias. We're above EMA cloud. Stochastic is flipped bullish. MACD is curling and on the verge of flipping bullish. Just needs a little bit of a push or two. And yeah, 460 is my main target right now. My first main target. Obviously, we can go higher, but one step at a time. So that's my overall perspective on Tesla stock right now moving forward. Let's see how it actually plays out. I would want to see Tesla close above 415 tomorrow. That would be the ideal scenario. It would make the weekly candle look a little bit better, right? Because again, don't forget 415 is that previous all-time high. So I just honestly think that closing the weekly candle above 415 would be a little bit more, I don't know, bullish, I guess, right? It'll be a little bit more confidence inspiring. Tesla selling off a little bit post hours here, but again, usually with these kind of moves, especially when you have something like Apple pretty much having this kind of action for the whole day, where it's just very aggressively selling off the majority of the day. Like, look at this sell off. This is ridiculous, right? I think this was this is all today. Like, this whole massive sell off was just today. Absolutely unreal. We're gonna get this kind of weird price action right now. It's OPEX week. Sometimes it just be like that. But anyway, so far so good. Ignoring after hours, of course, down another 1%. Ooh, not ideal, but also we're potentially printing, we are quite literally printing an inside day candle. So, ideally we don't break the low of last trading day's candle, which, ideally this week's, ideally we do not break today's low tomorrow, but even more so, we don't break the low of Wednesday's low, which is currently sitting around 405 tomorrow, essentially. Would be ideal not to break that, I won't lie. That'll definitely be better. If we do break that, it's not the end of the world. It could still easily be a false breakdown, but not as convincing, I'll be honest. So anyways, all in all, that's pretty much my general thoughts on Tesla. Pretty much playing out exactly as I expected it to. Again, bull flag, breakout, retest, and make our way higher. Let's see. Hopefully things don't fall apart. It could. I don't think it will, but it could. You never know. So let's see. But yeah, all in all, thanks so much for watching. Let's take a quick look at options flow. See what's happening on the Tesla options flow chain over here. Nice little call action coming in throughout the day. Especially towards the end of the day, you can see pretty much as the market is on the verge of closing, a lot of 410 and even 415 calls came in on Tesla, all expiring tomorrow. So someone put in over here, you can see if you add this up, this is probably pretty close to $1 million of calls coming in on Tesla stock, all expiring tomorrow. So, they better hope we don't get this gap down. And if we do get this gap down, they better hope this thing reverses ASAP, because this will obviously be a pretty quick loss if this thing doesn't reverse really quickly tomorrow. Anyways, so nice call flow though towards the end of the day. I do like to see that. That tells me that they're clearly bullish into tomorrow, evidently so. And in terms of confirmed or non-confirmed or whatever bullish or bearish flow, Tesla is on the confirmed bearish flow of only 18 million. Again, nothing really to really write home about. Nothing crazy, not a massive number, but I don't know, man. That's kind of all I got for you right now. So let me know what you think. Let's see how it plays out. Let's see if this continues up or not. Let's see if this falls apart or not. So far, I don't see anything suggesting that it should. So far, it's looking good. So far, it's very textbook. Let's see. But all in all, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.